Mountains up in a place called Wildcat Holler.
All right.
And we're country, but we know how to speak out. I'm so glad and privileged to be here today. I know all of you know we are in the middle of an opioid epidemic. Everybody in this room has probably been touched in one way or another by a loved one or themselves dealing with the scourge of addiction. Years ago, prior to the Affordable Care Act, I was in a life and death fight to recover from addiction. I was lucky enough to have family members who paid, get this, $20,000 for my inpatient treatment. And that was only the beginning. Then after treatment, my husband lost his job and I lost my health coverage. As a result, because I had received addiction treatment, I was considered a high-risk, pre-existing condition, and I became virtually uninsurable. No one would touch me. And to not have health care insurance when you're recovering from addiction is a disaster. It's only the beginning. There's so much care we need to return our brains and our bodies and our spirits back to health. It takes months, even years. Treatment is not a silver bullet. It's just the beginning. Then, months later, I had to have an emergency appendectomy. And because I wasn't covered, I left the hospital in absolute agony hours later. My husband stayed with me all night as I passed out, and I passed out repeatedly from the pain that wasn't properly managed because I had to leave. I received a bill for that 8-hour visit. For that 8-hour visit, $21,000. Stay sober with that hanging over your head. The HHR reported that the number of fatal opioid overdoses here in Virginia increased from 491 in 2007 to 801 in 2015. That's only the deaths. The Affordable Care Act was a miracle. It made addiction treatment and related medical provider care affordable for millions of desperate addicts. The ACA also ensured that the substance use disorder treatments are now considered essential benefits to be covered like any other physical illness. That's a big deal. And according to SAMHSA, almost 30% of people who received coverage through the ACA's Medicaid expansion have a mental or substance use disorder. Lives depend on this. And now Representative Comstock has voted yes to begin the process of repealing the ACA with no clear plan in place. Because of that, it's likely that not only will people in this district not have access to treatment in the middle of a heroin epidemic, but that those that did get treatment, get this, now they'll be labeled with a pre-existing condition and potentially be uninsurable. And worse, I've talked to people who have decided not to seek treatment because they don't want that label and they don't know what the mystery plan is going to have in it. And if they live through it while they wait to hear about the mystery plan, that'll be great, but a lot of them won't. This will set us back years, those of us who are fighting to end addiction in our country and in our communities. We're busting our humps. We need your help, Representative Comstock. We don't need you to abandon us now. 3 things. 1, if you vote to repeal, your constituents will not have coverage through ACA and access to addiction treatment, especially for lower income families through expanded Medicaid. I'm lucky to have white privilege. Not everybody has that. If you vote to repeal, those that have gone to treatment may be uninsurable under the mystery replacement plan no one has yet seen because of high risk or pre-existing clauses, or they'll be put into high-risk pools they can't possibly afford.
No.
3, if you vote to repeal, young adults, the hardest hit in this community, will likely not be able to stay on their parents' plans until age 26 and will not be able to obtain substance use treatment as a result. How do you justify voting to repeal the ACA in the face of all that? You repeal ACA, then you've abandoned the addicts you promised to help. Thank you.